So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to drape the midriff yoke, the bodice piece, and the skirt yoke. So let's get started on the midriff yoke. To begin to drape the midriff yoke, you need to measure how much fabric you need, how tall it is, add 3 or 4 inches, measure from the center front to the side seam, add 3 or 4 inches, snip and tear your muslin to that size. Here it is. Remember to block your muslin, which is make sure it's square. I've explained that in a previous video. This is pressed under 1 inch on the straight of grain, just so that I have something firm to pin to. Starting at center front, we'll pin this along the center front from the top of the yoke to the waist. I'm going to choose the middle of the waist tape and do all my draping to there. And again, as you slide your scissors up in order to clip so that the muslin can spread, be very careful not to cut through this waist tape. Smooth the muslin around. As you come to the bust area, you'll see that the muslin is going to want to start collapsing, so you'll need to clip the muslin so that it can smooth nicely around that curve, pinning as you go and clipping all the way around, both top and bottom. And when these bits start to fall down and get in your way and be annoying, just cut them off, leaving yourself a bit of seam allowance. I always clip about 1/4 of an inch away from that the line that I'm clipping to. That way I don't overclip. If I need to alter it or shift the muslin a little bit, I haven't cut myself off short. Make sure that it's not too tight, that in fact it's clipped nicely up to the waist, and that's the midriff line. As you go along, I like to mark as I go along with pencil. Remember never to use a Sharpie or any felt tip pen that might bleed through onto the mannequin. Mark your lines, your side seam, mark your curve up to that center front point. You can clean up the look of your drape by trimming down your seam allowance as you go along. Once you've established that yes indeed this is what you want, then you can start trimming away some of this excess so that your draping is looking tidy and clean. Next, let's drape this portion of the bodice. Measure for the piece of muslin you need from the side of the neck over the apex to the yoke line. Add a few inches, that's how long to cut your muslin. Then from the center front over the apex to the side seam, add a few inches, and that's how wide to cut your muslin. Remember to iron out all of the creases so that you're not draping in creases. This has the 1 inch pressed under so that I have a firm edge to pin to. And then we're starting here at the center front. In analyzing the sketch, we can see that there are no gathers or darts from the shoulder. All of the bust fitting is here underneath the breast with some soft gathers. So that's why we're going to drape up, find our neck, shoulder, arm's eye, side, and then drape in those soft gathers the very last. So we'll continue pinning up the center front here. We need to clip into the neck. Smooth that over. Don't pull too hard. You don't want to introduce drag lines into it. Shoulder is smooth. You can look or feel the the shoulder ridge here. If this is starting to get in your way, again, you can just clip it away so it's not annoying. I want this smooth into the arm's eye and over to the side seam. This is starting to be a little messy feeling, so I'm going to clip that away. Let's see if that helps. Clipping almost to the arm's eye ridge. Let's see if that helps release. Yeah, that softens some of that bumpiness that was here. Then here you can see the side seam wants to just fall nicely smooth down. However, in our designer's sketch, you can see that there's a little bit of ease here. You can drape that in now, or you could pattern this flat and then add that when we true it. I think I might, just for clarity of this video, do it flat. Analyze the designer's sketch to see where the actual fullness is. Generally speaking, that fullness, just like in the 4-dart sloper where there's a dart here, that fullness is under the cup of the breast and spread over 2 or 3 inches that way. And I can see, you may not see it in the video, but I can see where that black twill tape is underneath here. That may not be showing well for you though. You can see I'm sort of dividing and conquering. I'm taking this large fold and dividing and conquering it into 2 folds. And then I'll put a pin in underneath this next one as well. Here again, you'll want to mark the shoulder, arm's eye. I like to have that arm's eye be about 1 inch below and then blend up to the shoulder arm's eye line here. You can feel with your hand or possibly see through the muslin the black twill tape so that you can mark the collar line, the neckline rather. And then I can see the black twill tape even through these layers of muslin. I'm marking the line this way that mirrors the under the bust yoke line. I'm also going to mark a notch here that tells me I want this to be smooth from here to here, but then start gather under the bust and then be smooth again right about here. You'll want to cut away the excess to keep your drape looking tidy. Do make sure not to cut through any straight pins, that destroys your scissors. To drape the skirt yoke, it's the same process as we use draping the midriff yoke. So you would start in the same manner, follow the same procedures, and also the same procedure for the back midriff, back yoke, and back bodice.